To your destination. We're learning more about Tooele's new fire station tonight. The Tooele Fire Department will officially break ground on its new home tomorrow. The new station will be more than 16,000 square feet, making it the biggest fire station in Tooele to date. It features a 3-bay fire truck space and new emergency management building. The fire department hopes to have it completed by the end of 2024.
Well, in consumer headlines,
it's still pretty good. We'll show you what that looks like coming up.
Also, a grizzly bear attack survivor being treated in Utah, given his first interview since this life-altering surgery.
KSL Live at 5 starts now.
5 weeks after a brutal grizzly attack that tore off his lower jaw, Rudy Norlander is preparing to leave the University of Utah hospital and head home to Montana.
Norlander and his surgeon just held a news conference at the hospital, and that is where News Special Shara Park joins us live right now. Shara, what an incredible recovery here.
Mike and Ashley, Rudy Norlander is doing amazing right now. He has had a remarkable recovery. His lower jaw completely reconstructed after this grizzly bear attack, and his surgeon says she believes that he will eventually make a full recovery, meaning that he will be eating and talking like he used to. Now, I want to show you this here. Norlander was joined by his surgeon and his 2 daughters at today's news conference. He gave us a little wave as he walked in. Just to remind our viewers, Norlander was attacked by what he described as a 10-foot mega bear in Big Sky, Montana on September 8th as he was helping a group of hunters locate an injured deer. During that attack, the bear tore off his lower jaw, bit his arms and legs, put a deep scratch in his chest, and collapsed his lung. Over the last 5 weeks, Norlander has had 3 surgeries, including a complete jaw reconstruction that took 10 hours. Today, with the help of his 2 daughters, he expressed gratitude for all the support that he's received.
The kindness shown by friends and strangers alike has been overwhelming. I truly feel blessed to be surrounded by such amazing people. I also want to say that first root beer float is going to taste so amazing. And soon I'm going to be a free-range chicken and won't be hooked up to anything.
Yeah, Norlander is very excited to have a root beer float. He's a funny guy, has a big personality. Norlander's daughters say that the daughter there that spoke said her dad was hoping to go home today, but it's now looking like he'll be discharged on Monday. He still has a lot of therapy in the months ahead to relearn how to eat and talk, and will need to return to Utah for several minor surgeries, but nothing that will keep him from getting back to the activities he loves, like hunting and snowmobiling. And he said that he's really excited to get back to his dog, Sully. Now, Norlander shared how he's feeling about the attack and what has kept him motivated during this extensive recovery. I'll share his words coming up tonight at 6. Today was also the first time that he got to see his grandkids since the attack. An emotional reunion. I talked to those grandkids about that moment. I'll also share that with you coming up tonight at 6. For Live at 5 in Salt Lake City, I'm Shara Park.
It's amazing he's alive. It's amazing what those doctors did for him. Thank you. Appreciate that, Shara. Salt Lake City Police now looking for the shoot.
For you in just a couple of minutes.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, Kevin. Tonight we're learning more about Tooele's new fire station. The Tooele Fire Department will officially break ground on its new home tomorrow. The new station will be more than 16,000 square feet, making it the biggest fire station in Tooele. It features a 3-bay fire truck space and a new emergency management building. The fire department hopes to have it completed by the end of 2024.
A recall alert for parents. Big price drops.
5 weeks after a brutal grizzly attack that tore off his lower jaw, Rudy Norlander is preparing to leave University of Utah Hospital and head home to Montana. News Special Shara Park joined us live now from the hospital where Norlander shared a message of gratitude today. An incredible story here, Shara.
Yeah, Mike and Ashley, Rudy Norlander has had an incredible recovery, but it's been a difficult one. When asked today what has kept him motivated through all of this, he said it has been his family and his love of life and the thought that he'll take down that grizzly bear in round 2. With a gentle wave, Rudy Norlander walked into today's press conference at the University of Utah Hospital with the support of his 2 daughters and his surgeon.
Hello.
It's been 5 weeks since Norlander was attacked by what he described as a 10-foot mega bear in Big Sky, Montana. He was helping a group of hunters locate an injured deer.
So he said he actually was glad that it was him and not somebody else.
During the attack, the bear tore off his lower jaw, bit his arms and legs, put a scratch on his chest, and collapsed his lung. He's had 3 surgeries, including a complete jaw reconstruction that took 10 hours to repair the damage.
So we did a virtual surgical planning session, which allowed us to create a custom plate that was used to reconstruct his jaw and to also create what they're called cutting guides so that we could customize a flap from his fibula bone.
Norlander is now 15 days out from that major surgery and healing quickly.
We are working on getting Rudy eating, and maybe if he's really lucky, we'll have a root beer float waiting for you in the room. We'll see.
Norlander says while it's difficult to talk,
A little, yeah.
what's kept him motivated is his family and a desire to return home.
He said, my job proves that most people are good and I can't wait to get back to it. And he also says, I will win round 2.
Today, Norlander saw his 2 grandchildren who live in California for the first time since the attack. His granddaughter described the emotional reunion.
I just started crying because I was so happy.
While there are still months of therapy and minor surgeries ahead, Norlander is optimistic about making a full recovery. He says he's hopeful his journey will inspire others.
Even if there seems to be no hope, keep on fighting.
So optimistic through all of this, just incredible. Norlander, he was expected to go home today, but it sounds like he will likely go home on Monday now. We learned that late this afternoon, but he and his daughters expressed gratitude for all the support they've received during this time. In Salt Lake City, Sheriff Park, KSL-5 News.
Wow, the most impressive part is that positive attitude.
Oh, yeah.
That's
He's a
great.
rock star of the hospital, looks like.
Thanks, Sheriff.
Hey, coming up next here, we are tracking eclipse fever coming out of KSL News Radio.
Well, new tonight, the Utah County Sheriff's Office says a natural gas tank is what likely triggered a deadly home explosion in Elk Ridge last month. The Utah County Sheriff's Office says they believe 19-year-old Eric Ammon Cheney was working on that natural gas tank when it exploded. And although they believe this was the cause, officials say this investigation remains open.
So he said he actually was glad that it was him and not somebody else.
5 weeks after a brutal, grisly attack that tore off his lower jaw, Rudy Norlander is preparing to leave University of Utah Hospital and head on home to Montana. Look at him there. When asked what kept him motivated through this recovery, Norlander wrote his family and life and the thought that he will take that grizzly bear down in round 2.
He said, my job proves that most people are good and I can't wait to get back to it. And he also says, I will win round 2.
Oh boy, I hope there's not a round 2. It has been 5 weeks since Norlander was attacked by what he described as a 10-foot mega bear in Big Sky, Montana. The bear tore off his lower jaw, it bit his arms and his legs, and put a deep scratch on his chest, collapsing that lung. He has had 3 surgeries, including complete jaw reconstruction, taking 10 hours to repair the damage. With more recovery still ahead of him, Norlander is expected to head home on Monday. Good for him.
His positivity is seriously so inspiring.
Yeah, the fact he's already talking about a round 2.
I know.
He's got a great sense of humor.
Yeah, for sure. All right, Kevin, we're getting ready for a big week.